sleaze in your government, Prime Minister.
Ordering an inquiry into the Greensill scandal was supposed to find answers, but the questions keep coming.
Questions to the Prime Minister.
The Greensill scandal is just the tip of the iceberg. Dodgy contracts, privileged access, jobs for their mates. This is the return of Tory sleaze. Mr. Speaker, it's now so ingrained in this Conservative government, we don't need another Conservative Party appointee marking their own homework.
The Prime Minister conceding he is concerned.
I indeed share the widespread concern about some of the stuff that we're reading at the moment, Mr. Speaker, and I know that the Cabinet Secretary shares my concern as well. I do think it is a good idea in principle that top civil servants should be able to engage with business and should have experience of the private sector. When I look at the accounts I'm reading today, it's not clear that those boundaries have been properly understood.
Ayes to the right, 262.
This afternoon, MPs rejected a Labour attempt to hold a parliamentary probe, but the Treasury Select Committee decided to hold one anyway. And a second committee may do the same.
The problem is that the current lobbying rules are not fit for purpose because there are barely any lobbying rules.
The Greensill affair is deeply disappointing, not least for those of us who admire the former Prime Minister and his work. But we should now be focused on learning lessons from this.
Downing Street and Whitehall seem at first glance impenetrable, impossible to access. But it's easy if you know the right people, especially for those who used to work here. The scandal, which has damaged the reputations of David Cameron, Lex Greensill and some former senior civil servants, is getting closer to Boris Johnson and this door by the day. The Prime Minister says he has never had any contact with David Cameron about Greensill, but two of his cabinet ministers have, Rishi Sunak and Matt Hancock, as have two junior Treasury ministers and Boris Johnson's senior special advisor. Greensill Capital had meetings with the chief executive of the NHS in England, a series of other NHS figures, plus the two most senior civil servants in the Treasury.
What's the state of your marriage at the moment, sir?
Labour are attempting to compare this scandal to the Conservative controversies of the 1990s, when, during John Major's administration, two ex-ministers ended up in jail.
A nice start.
A parliamentary inquiry means David Cameron is likely to be forced to give evidence on camera. His controversial relationship with Lex Greensill has led to a wider look at lobbying. Reform of the rules seems inevitable. Joe Pike, Sky News, Westminster.